with 2 games, we've gotten off to really slow starts offensively, not enough movement, and a little bit too much reliance on shooting the jump shot. That's not the strong point right now. I think we can make shots, but we don't want to have to start out that way. We just didn't make hustle plays. We didn't rebound. And when that happens and you're not working at this game, it doesn't matter who you're playing. They were good defensively. They did a good job of staying off us, making us shoot jump shots. And they're a good rebounding team. They were a really good rebounding team last year. And they all do a good job there. That said, I think our press we did okay in our press. Got some turnovers, but we also sped the game up a little bit. We're still making some really bad mistakes offensively. Things that we have to, correct as we go along. It's still early, but we're making mistakes that we really can't afford to make. I think we will shoot better. We're not shooting it really good right now. Tyus is struggling a little bit shooting the ball, but he's been shooting it good in practice, and I think that will change. But the biggest disappointment in the first half, we get out rebounded 4 or 5 rebounds because we didn't go after the ball, didn't make the effort you have to make. Second half, we out rebounded them, I think, by 14. It's effort. Sometimes with young guys, they don't understand the level of intensity that you have to play with, and it takes a little while. We have to learn that pretty quickly. I think Pascal and Boeheim are doing a pretty good job inside. I think they got about 19 rebounds tonight between them, blocked some shots. I think they're doing what we would like them to do, but we have to play better. Frank and Tyus have to play better. I thought Frank had a really good second half, but we have to have those 2 guys playing better. Gino, he doesn't have his push off his ankle yet. He's just had a couple days of practice, really, in the last 14. So I think it'll take him a little while, but he'll be all right. He'll get there. I think, Matt's he had nothing the first half. Second half, he played with some energy, and things happen. He's got to play with that kind of energy for us to be successful. But it's a lot of work to be done, and we just got to keep plugging it out. Questions?
So you mentioned that there have been some mistakes in the first half of these games. What particular things are you?
Effort was the main mistake. That's the one you can't make. And, we just 2 or 3 offensive fouls, a couple bad turnovers. Howard made one. Gino made one. Bad turnovers. 2-on-1 situations, making a turnover and turn the ball over. Frank turned it over a couple times when he's open to drive. Just things that, we have to get corrected.
When Gino gets fully healthy, what more can he do?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. We got to wait until he gets healthy, until he gets some more game practice in. He's a pretty good shooter. He's good with the ball. Yep, he had 4 assists tonight. He doesn't have his explosiveness, and he needs that. And but it'll probably take some time.
You used a lot of different lineup combinations tonight. Was there a certain 5 that impressed you?
No, we just have to keep giving everybody an opportunity and see. Like I said, I think our centers are set. We know what we're going to do there. Now we got to figure out what else we've got, and it's take a little bit of time, I think.
Jim, the NCAA is considering changing the transfer rule where a guy like Elijah could slot right in with immediate eligibility.
I don't know. I don't think it's a helpful rule. You'll get instead of 700 transfers, you get about 1,500 transfers. I don't think it's a good rule because I think too many guys will just say, "Oh, I don't like that here. I'm just leaving because I can play right away." I mean, we're having 700 transfers now when they can't play right away, when they have to sit out. So if they can play right away, I think you might probably have 1,500. And what's going to happen is somebody's going to leave, and a couple of guys are going to leave, and we're going to have to try to find somebody. And we get calls all the time from people who have kids or coach kids, and if we'd be interested, it'll just triple that, quadruple that. You'll have guys calling every week what do you think about this guy for next year? It'd be unbelievable. It sounds good because, you know, all the old things, coaches can leave, and why shouldn't players be able to leave? And it's just careful what wish you wish for. I think it would really cause a lot of open movement, and probably more as much in football. If you know you're going to be the third string tackle and you're a senior and you can go someplace and play, why wouldn't you? You know, I think it could happen, but, you know, like anything, any rule, you just have to adjust to it when it happens. We'll see.
What strides did you see from your team in preseason game number 1 to today?
You know, we've got so many things to get better at. It's hard to really put a finger on it. We've got a lot of work to do.
You've used the full court press a lot in these 2 games. Is that because of the offensive struggles?
Well, we couldn't score, so we might as well try to get a turnover and see if we can get something that way. That would help. But, you know, we've been working on it. We've spent a lot of time on our press. The difference this year and last year is we have a shot blocker. That's the only difference. We would have probably pressed a little bit more last year if we had a shot blocker. But when you don't have a shot blocker back there, just think of all those plays. They either stopped and went back. Don't do that again. And or we got a block, or they missed a shot. And we didn't have that last year. That's why we only pressed when we really were desperate. And so I think we can press a little bit more this year. I think we're a little bit better defensively with our pressure in the other positions. I think we're more mobile there. Man, we're forced into this is a pretty good ball handling team, and they have all guards out there. And, you know, we did a decent job of making it difficult for them.
Jim, in the half-court setting defensively, what changed from the first half to the second half?
Well, nothing really. We just got our offense going. They scored the same number of points. I mean, we gave them 2 threes. We didn't get to the corner. We've been working on that really hard. Boeheim gets there better than Pascal does. He's got to get better at that. But it was about the same defensively, really. Our offense was just better in the second half, that's all.
How do you feel about the ball movement through the first 2 games?
You know, it gets better in the second half than it is certainly in the first half. But, you know, we've got to get better earlier. We've got to get better movement earlier, and that's something we got to do a better job of.
Jim, in each of the last 5 years, you've had a different starting point guard. What's that been like for you?
You know, I try not to think about those things. I just worry about this team and whoever's playing the point this year. I got enough problems without worrying about that stuff.
Coach, you given much thought about playing your son in a couple days?
No, I'm not trying not to. I'm just trying to get ready for Cornell. That'll be enough in of itself. They've got a really much improved team. They got a great guard and some really good players, and we're going to have to play a whole lot better than we've played in these 2 games, and I think the players understand that. I hope they do. But you know, we got a long way to go. Fortunately, it's still pretty early, but we got to get a lot better. Okay.